What is up, FPG fam? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. So for today's video, I'm not going to speak about whether Arataki Itto is worth pulling for or the banner itself per se, because I feel like everybody's doing that video and I don't want to do the same thing. Instead, what I wanted to go ahead and talk about is what you should maybe be careful for when pulling on this banner if you decide to pull at all. And of course, this is going to be catered more to my new players, free-to-play players, light spenders. If you're a veteran of the game, this is common knowledge for you, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Now, taking a first look at this banner with Arataki Itto, Kuki Shinobu, Garu, and Chongyun, this banner, to be quite honest with you, is not bad at all. Arataki Itto is a fantastic character, being a main DPS. Kuki Shinobu looks great in her own right in terms of character design. Her kit's a little wonky in my opinion, but I think she's going to pay dividends in the future down the road when we get Dendro. Garu's an absolute fantastic support for Arataki Itto, so you're kind of getting a 2-in-1 special, because most likely if you're pulling for Itto, you're gonna probably pull a Garu, I would assume, and if not, that's just terrible luck. But he's a great support, so you're gonna be able to at least form a pretty good team for Itto. And then Chongyun, what he brings to the table, his kit, and how good he can be. So in my opinion, the banner's actually not bad at all. Now, what you have to be careful with if you decide to pull on this banner, one, if you're really pulling for Kuki Shinobu, like that is the main character, I feel like most people are pulling on this banner more for Kuki than for Itto, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Itto's great, but I feel like people are really going for Kuki. And if that's the case, if you fall in that category, I just say be careful, because I've mentioned this before in the past, but whenever you're trying to go for a 4-star, especially if you have my luck, you're going to be pulling a lot more than you probably plan to, right? In my case, what I'm going to be doing is trying to maybe do a multi or two, possibly 3, to see if I get lucky. But by no means am I going to be chasing Shinobu, because I have Itto already. So if you're planning on trying to get Shinobu, just be careful. Don't try and chase this 4-star. She'll be back, I promise you, and she'll probably be back quicker than you anticipate. So keep that in mind. Just be careful. Chasing 4-stars can be an absolute nightmare, and you can do multiple pulls, probably more than you intended to try and just get a copy of this character, because 4-stars are not guaranteed on banners. That's the only thing. So you can pull 100 Garus, 100 Chongyuns before you even pull one Shinobu. So that's just something to be careful about. Now, the other thing that you need to be careful about with this banner, and for Arataki Itto coming here, I believe next week on the 21st of June, is that it's pretty much all but confirmed that Kazuha is coming in the next patch 2.8, and most likely going to be in the first half, per speculated rumors and coming from extremely reliable sources. So you have to keep that in mind. If you don't have Kazuha, you're gonna want to save for Kazuha. He's just simply that valuable. So that is my recommendation. And not only that, there is strong rumors as well that Heizo might be in the first half with Kazuha. And Heizo, I mean, obviously from what we can see, he's looking more of like a main DPS type of 4-star, which is interesting. We don't have too many of those, but he's bringing something completely brand new. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. If you haven't seen it, you can click the link in the Discord, for the Discord in the description down below. You can join our Discord and you can be able to see all of that information for yourself. But Heizo looks amazing. So if he's going to be in the first half with Kazuha, if Kazuha is going to be in patch 2.8, once again, not confirmed, it's just all but confirmed, then that's going to be an amazing banner in of itself. And then whatever other 4-stars might be on there, which they're probably going to deck that banner out with Kazuha to entice people to pull before we reach Sumeru, get Dendro characters, and a Dendro Archon for the 2nd anniversary. I believe that is what's going to be the case. I think Hoyoverse is setting up patch 2.8 to drain you of your resources, your premium currency, your intertwined fates, and primo gems. And I think they're gonna really stack Kazuha's banner with some great characters and a new character that's bringing something brand new. And if that's the case, then my goodness, RIP the primo gems, right? If you love Itto, obviously go for Itto. And he's a great character. Listen, guys, I am one of those individuals, content creators, that will advocate for Itto. I absolutely love him and Ushi. I think he's a great character. He has a team. He's easy to build. He's easy to use. It's just relative to what could be coming, and that's arguably the best character in the game, right? And when you're trying to prioritize what you want to do for your account, once again, it's just hard to argue against Kazuha. And that's if you don't have him. If you don't have Kazuha, you just got to grab yourself a Kazuha and wait for another Itto rerun to come around. And if you're trying to, go for Shinobu, just be careful. I never advocate chasing 4 stars. It's just not a good thing in my opinion. If you have, some extra primos, extra multis to throw, maybe throw 1 or 2, see if you get lucky. If not, I would say call it a day and wait for Shinobu to come back around. And I think, once again, I don't think Shinobu is going to be the greatest on release. I think her value is going to really skyrocket when we get Dendro, and that's where you're going to really see her shine. And most likely around that time, they're going to bring Shinobu back, because they bring these 4 stars back pretty often, so you won't have to worry about that. Now, the other thing, the last thing I did want to mention is building pity. I know a lot of people love to try and build pity for whatever reason, and whenever they try and build pity, I can't tell you how many times somebody then messaged me or, hit me up in the stream, in the chat, and said, I tried to build pity and I pulled the 5-star character. Now I'm Sag. Listen, don't be that person. Please. I don't want to see you in a stream, in a chat, in the comment section saying you tried to build pity and you actually pulled Itto when you didn't even want Itto. Right? So you got to be careful with that. And I guess the very last thing, I keep thinking of things before I end the video. I guess the very last thing is constellations. I know some people might be thinking about getting Itto constellations, and to be quite honest with you, they are pretty good. They're not bad constellations. They really ramp up his damage and he becomes an absolute monster. But the thing is that if you know me and you've been on the channel for any amount of time, I always advocate characters over constellations, because the thing about it is when you are able to grab more characters, you can then not only enhance your account a little bit further, but then diversify your team builds and your team comps. Whenever you are hyper focusing on a character, it makes it very difficult to do that. Now, Itto might be a bit of an exception because his team is really kind of limited to, double Geo or a mono Geo team, where in that case, if you hyper focus on Itto, then you're really going to get some extreme value, but it just limits what you can do with the rest of your account, right? Especially if you're a free-to-play player or light spender, cons are never really worth it. And Itto's fantastic at C0 in my opinion. I have him at C0. I've been using him extensively and he's been fantastic for me. I never felt the need to have to grab constellations on Itto. He's one of those characters where I've never felt that. Now, my Itto is kind of decked out a little bit. He's kind of chunky in terms of damage output and the type of build I have for him. And I do have the red horn, but regardless, even if I didn't have him like that, he still feels strong, regardless, in my opinion, even at C0. So those are just the things that I did want to mention for you to be careful on. Just take those things into consideration. And once again, this is more for my new players, my free-to-play players, my light spenders. Veterans, you understand this, you know the game, and especially for my whales, you're gonna do what you want to do at the end of the day. But I hope this video helped. I hope you guys got something from it, and let me know what you're gonna do in the comments down below. We will be going live for his pulls, well, actually for Shinobu's pulls. I am gonna throw a couple multis and see if I get lucky, so I hope to see you out there, and I'm gonna get on out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name is Cody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.